Always pleased to advance in the cup. It's completely different to league play. You've got to get yourself in the winning column and you advance. I thought the application was terrific. Attitude from the outset was spot on. And in these games that are always difficult against a young and fearless side that have come here and give everything they've got, have nothing to lose. I thought our guys maybe just missed out on extending their lead at good times, and the only disappointment for me will be a bit of a freak goal, the first one, and then conceding from a set piece. Other than that, there were some really good performances. Delighted to get guys like Republic 90 or close to those sort of minutes, and all in all, just delighted to be in the hat for the next round.
Some tense moments there at the end. What was your kind of view at the last chance there?
Oh, look, we had numerous opportunities and moments to really put ourselves in an unassailable position. There was some very good play, some good creativity. There was some great possession on a really excellent and fast surface. I actually thought it was a really exciting game. They look a wonderful team, I've got to say.
Don't say that just because I'm going by,
for an amateur group, they have performed at a magnificent level tonight. Bearing in mind, we've got what constitutes most of a first team group out there. All of those guys have seen the field in league play. So, it was a very, very tough task. However, I still felt that we played extremely well, and we should never have been in a position where we're on the edge of our seat at the end now. But that's what the cup's about. You're going to see tonight teams go out, to amateur groups, and you see it all around the world. I've seen it many, many times in England in the FA Cup, where lower league teams beat the bigger fish, because it's not because they're necessarily more talented. They've got bigger hearts on the day, and their attitude has dragged them through, and maybe the talented players don't quite get themselves up for the game, and tonight our players have got themselves up for the game.
How do you balance being happy with having those opportunities to extend the lead versus not finishing?
I mean, we can always be disappointed. We've scored 3 goals tonight, and as I said, there were certainly other opportunities to extend that. Please, Cameron scored. Papa's got himself another goal, terrific start. Alan scored again, that's back-to-back games. So I couldn't wish for any more from our attacking players, to keep them in a nice confident mood. Great to see Derek out there. I thought him and Bolu were wonderful in the midfield. All in all, there was a real good attitude and feel about our group, and you've got to give credit to them. They've stayed in the game, they've made the most of the moments they had, and they've made it a real test and a challenge. And it was a little bit nervy at the end, but otherwise the cup competitions would just be straightforward, wouldn't they? If we all knew that we were going to win 5 or 6-0, nobody would turn up. That's why everyone loves the cup and loves a scenario where you win, you're in, you lose, and you're out. You go on.
Did you kind of expect Derek to play 74 minutes tonight? When did you kind of tell him that, hey, we're going to have you in there tonight?
Well, I wanted him out on the field as quickly as possible. I think it's good for him to see his new pals. I think it's good for the team to see him out there and working. He's, as you can see, he's a big talent. It's going to take him a little bit of time to settle into the group, but there's no overlooking what he's capable of. His athleticism, his ability on the ball. He's not only a fabulous addition this year, but as I've said, he's going to be a real future star, I feel. And I genuinely believe he's been a great capture for us.
It seemed like both teams had the opportunity to kind of play through balls past the opposing defensive line. Was that something that you were expecting coming into the game?
Well, I mean, I can't speak for them, but I felt that we had plenty of athleticism, plenty of pace and energy up top, and that's not easy to deal with. You know, from our part, there were one or two occasions where, you know, we may have dealt with it slightly better, but I thought in the main, you know, we dealt with most things pretty admirably in open play. Again, they threw a hell of a lot at it, and you know, never gave up either. And maybe the goals, as normally, you know, you can normally suspect. You score that second, and it gives you a little bit of you know, a lift, and mentally you feel like, will it be our night? You know, we got to throw everything at it, otherwise we're going home. So, you know, I'm delighted. It's been a good evening. It's been an exciting evening. You know, they've come and played out of their skin and been fantastic on the night. And I felt we attacked it in the right fashion and got the result we needed.
How would you evaluate Derek's performance? You touched a little bit on his attributes.
Who's that?
Derek Jones. How would you kind of evaluate his performance? Athleticism.
Yeah, I think from what I've seen of Derek, you know, we've really just touched the sides with him tonight. He looked to me, whilst his attitude was terrific and he applied himself well, there's no doubt that as he settles into the group, he understands and appreciates the players around him and maybe what we're trying to achieve a little bit more. And of course, you've got to remember, he's never been away from Philadelphia. He's come through that group from a young player, been a homegrown and a MLS player there. This is a new challenge for him. He's got to settle into a new city. He's trying to relocate. You know, it may have been maybe a step too far for him tonight, but I felt, you know, he's a young man and they want to play, and it's the best way for him to express himself. So I think tonight's performance was really just the beginning of what you're going to see of Derek, and I'm sure there's plenty more to come. And once he feels good about himself, I'm sure we'll see much more expression in his game.
What can you take from tonight to this weekend's game against Charlotte?
I can take a win, and that's 2 on the bounce. Look, I think, and I've seen it before, teams take the cup lightly, not necessarily this one, but around, I've seen it in England, teams, you know, not put their strongest teams out and end up being beaten, and it affects the players a little bit mentally. You know, we're on a little bit of a run. It's nice. It's always nice to win games. Honestly, I don't care what games they are, as long as we're winning them. And you move forward. It gains confidence. It gives the players more belief. You know, it's 8 goals in 2 games against, you know, varying levels of opponent. But, you know, I've got to say, on the night, was the game any less competitive tonight than Saturday? Well, I'm asking you a question now. You were there.
If anything, this was more competitive.
Oh, okay. So there you go. I mean, 2 very good games, and we scored 8 goals. So that's a pleasing aspect, so we'll take that forward. We've got a lot of players that have got many minutes under their belt tonight that haven't necessarily been starting regularly. Another excellent performance from Alan. Cameron Lancaster gets his first 90, which is wonderful, and scores again, so that's great. We've already spoken about Derek.
Ramon.
You know, Ramon gets on the field and looked very lively, looked very bright for the 10 or 12 minutes that he was on, and it's never easy coming into a game at that point, at 3-2. You know, make a mistake and everyone's staring at you, even gets a chance to kill the game off. So lots and lots of positives. We look forward to watching the game now tonight, tomorrow night, Charleston and is it Greenville? Mm-hmm. And we get the winners of those, I believe, at home. So I think we'll be back here. We look forward to coming back here. They've really looked after us. The field was magnificent. I mean, absolute carpet. So yeah, lots